Hey, this is Mrs. Warren, and I created this lesson for y'all today. Today, the learning target is to look and see how the African American soldiers uh, participated during the Civil War. You know, we all think that they were just a bunch of slaves down in the South, but there are a lot of free men that were willing and able to sign up um, to fight with the Union Army because they wanted a chance to get in too. Now, Lincoln, at the very beginning of the war, his only purpose was to first preserve the Union. Preserving the Union meaning keeping the North and the South together. Now, as time went on, we realized that a house divided could no longer stand. That's one of his most famous speeches prior to this war. And we are a house divided, and there's no way that we could survive as a nation with slavery. So after the Battle of Antietam, we had a small victory, even though it was a horrific battle. He decided to give the South an ultimatum, and on July 1st of 1863, he freed all the slaves in the South. Now, that might not sound like he would have the power to do so, but definitely sent a strong message on whether or not we were going to be a half free, half slave nation, or we were going to be, they were going to free all the slaves or abolish slavery. So now that the nation knew that, we then opened up the Union Army to allow African American soldiers into the Civil War. And over 180,000 African Americans fought for the Union Army. 85% of the eligible population signed up to fight. They did some amazing things. The most famous of the Black regiments were the 54th Massachusetts Regiment, who was led by Colonel Robert Shaw. He was from a family in Boston of white abolitionists, and he was fought bravely as well and died and was buried with his men. So you'll learn a little bit of that story too. Now, by the end of the war, almost 10% of the Union Army was made up of these brave soldiers. Now, once you get done with this lesson, there is an absolute fantastic movie called Glory that came out in 1987. It stars Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman. I mean, come on, Morgan Freeman's in it. Um, it did come out a long time ago. It is rated R for war violence and some language. So you may want to ask your parents. I believe it's available on Netflix. It's just an optional thing, but it is a fantastic story about their experience. So as always, good luck with the lesson. Reach out to your teachers if something doesn't work, and enjoy the learning.